Welcome back. Time for some more one-wheel fun. Looks like we wandered through the midst of a wedding. What an ass. Well, we'll see the bride later and wish her well as sort of a mea culpa. I want to thank everyone who watched the first two videos, and specifically thanks to my 6 subscribers. I only expected 2, my wife and my mother. Plus, in a day and age where people not subscribing is so prolific that all the videos seem to have the like, subscribe, notification mantra reminders built into them. I'm happy with 6. Thank you all. The analytics on the videos were staggering and sobering. Apparently, nobody watches the whole video. Average view duration of my first 12-minute and 35-second video is 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Although the second video had an average duration of 3 minutes and 33 seconds. And I lose 50% of you in the first 30 seconds. I like the graph that's labeled continuous segment graph. That shows which chunk of the video people watch continuously, without jumping around. And there are only 20% of you at that point, but you all seem to like the dad jokes in the entomology corner. And that warms my heart. And 4 says thank you as well. What do you think I could improve or add to the videos? Leave a comment below. And today we're riding in the Woodlake community, which is located in Midlothian, Virginia, roughly 1,300 acres, 7,000-ish residents, sort of a resort-style community snuggled up against the west shore of the Swift Creek Reservoir, which is across the reservoir from Sunday Park, where I filmed my first video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'll leave the link below. And as at present, there's nothing historical or telling about Woodlake, as it did not exist before 2000. And unlike most HOAs, Woodlake's architectural guidelines require that each property be unique from the next. They have 14 miles of bike and walking trails. Considering Woodlake is supposed to be a nicer community, their trails are gacked up. One of my subscribers let me know that they'd like to see more of what's going on around me and more front shots of me on the board. And as there will not be more front shots of me on the board intentionally, please enjoy all the houses around the neighborhood and my back right foot. The reason I keep looking back at the sun throughout the entire ride is I want to make sure the exposure across the camera's multiple lenses is as even as possible. If not, you end up with one lens that has a lens flare, and you end up with another lens that has a dark spot, so your 360 movie looks odd. So this is how I deal with that. I really love how this software allows you to pull off a dolly zoom with the click of a button, whereas before it would take an entire crew and the use of an actual dolly to pull off something like this. And for those of you who may not know what a dolly zoom is, it's when you take a camera and you basically put it on a wheeled object. You have that camera pulled away from the subject that it's filming. You keep the subject in focus the entire time while adjusting the zoom, which is a very satisfying effect where the background just extends outwards like a never-ending tunnel. A perfect example of this would be the one that occurs with Roy Scheider in Jaws, or from the 1958 classic Vertigo. I'd just like to take a moment to recognize that despite what this woman says about her dog and that her knees are bent and she's fully restraining the dog, this dog does not like me. Look at its eyes.
Have a great day.
Three, two, one, let's jam.
I went to the bank the other day and asked the banker to check my balance. She reached over the counter and shoved me, but it didn't fall down. What do you call someone who gets mad when they don't have bread? You would call them lactose intolerant. And this last one my son insists upon. Did you hear about the superhero with a lisp who worked out too much? He was Thor. By the name of John Dennis rewrote a tragedy called Appius in Virginia in 1709, with no real commercial success. The audience did enjoy one element of the production. This play had thunder sound effects more realistic than any before on the stage, effects that Dennis himself had invented. The play was an absolute failure, but the theater's next production wasn't. Dennis went to see the production of Macbeth and was beside himself to discover that his sound effects were used in the storm scenes of Shakespeare's tragedy. Now, different sources vary in the description of what Dennis impugned upon hearing his thunder help promote the new production, but they are all variations of Stuart Berg Flexner's quote, "See how the rascals use me. They will not let my play run, and yet they steal my thunder." Well, that is it for this time. Thanks for spending the time and taking the ride. See you next time. If you'd like to see more of my One Wheel Crisis, remember the mantra: like, subscribe, notifications.